It's been a few weeks since Crew-2 made a safe landing back to Earth from their 6-month mission, and now all crew members are resuming their lives. But lately, one crew member has been making a buzz in the online community because of the most amazing photos from space. For today, we'll be sharing the French astronaut's jaw-dropping photos from SpaceX's mission where he captured bright auroras and raging wildfires, to name a few. So keep on watching to know more. Firstly, French astronaut captures nearly 250,000 photos of Earth, which he shares on social media. Thomas Pesquet was one of 4 members of NASA's SpaceX Crew-2 mission and was basically the designated professional photographer of this mission, as told by SpaceX engineer Kate Tice during a live stream. In over 6 months, Pesquet has captured around 250,000 photos from outer space, which he shares on his social media account. Of course, that's a whole lot of photos, which he has only begun sorting when they made their return here on Earth. The following day after their return, the crew held a Q&A where they reported on their activities at the ISS. Pesquet did admit during the Q&A that there were too many photos and that the majority of those didn't do justice to the actual thing. A few days before their return, the crew was luckily able to catch a glimpse of a multicolored and highly active aurora borealis that was triggered by a huge burst of particles from the sun. "We've been treated with some unbelievable auroras," Pesquet said during the Q&A. "It's sad because the pictures just don't do them justice." He also said that during their stay, Pesquet managed to witness around 15 to 20 sightings of this spectacular light show from space on board the ISS. He shared a slideshow of some of these photos on his Instagram page where he described what took place in the caption. "We flew right above the center of the ring, rapid waves and pulses all over. Aside from the stunning northern lights, another favorite of the French astronauts is landscape, and in particular, farms and other agricultural fields." He called these images crop arts because of the land's distinct shape and form when seen from space that make interesting patterns. Admittingly though, Pesquet said that it's hard to pinpoint the exact location of these lands, so he gave a general description of where they are found in each country. Next, Thomas Pesquet highlights the growing concern regarding climate change. As a photographer, Pesquet was able to see from space the situation regarding our planet, especially since the results of climate change are already being felt more adamantly. Because the ISS orbits the planet every 90 minutes, the crew was able to witness 16 sunrises and sunsets per day, and as many of these are stunning, there's a large portion of it that isn't so. During the UN climate conference held in Glasgow, Scotland, last November 4th actually, Pesquet had the opportunity to attend online via a conference call where he also spoke with the French president, Emmanuel Macron, about the state of the Earth. We see the pollutions of rivers, atmospheric pollution, things like that. What really shocked me on this mission were extreme weather or climate phenomenon, the Frenchman told the French president during the video call. He further added, "We saw entire regions burning from the space station in Canada and California. We saw all of California covered by a cloud of smoke and flames with the naked eye from 400 kilometers, that's 250 miles up." Pesquet was allowed to work on his first space station mission back in 2016, where he spent 197 days in orbit. From there, he was able to get a lot of photos as well, and comparing this recent mission to his first one, it was obvious that the Earth is deteriorating at an alarming speed and is visible now more than ever. Year after year, we also know we're beating records for fires, for storms, for floods, and that is very, very visible. I very clearly saw the difference compared to my mission 4 or 5 years ago. Macron agreed to everything Pesquet said, and even added that there's still a huge job ahead of us in regards to doing our parts and saving the planet. As for Pesquet, he continues to upload pictures on his account of the beauty of the chaos he witnessed during his time at the ISS. He believes that it's his duty as a public servant to inform us of what's happening with no filter. I think it's important to share because we're in the public service. We have a responsibility to do things for the people and to inform people of what we're doing for them. Pesquet explains on why he shares his photos. NASA is not sending us into space just to make us happy. It's useful for everybody, so I think it's part part of the job to explain why and share the adventure. In addition to this, Pesquet also described how he had always loved anything involving spaceflight, and as a child, because of the limited information, there wasn't much to discover and know about. Now, as an adult and working in NASA, he's happy to live in a fantastic time where he can watch things on the internet and follow the missions as closely as possible, which he shares with gusto to the public. I think there's a responsibility also to share this point of view because you see the fragility of the Earth, he said, adding, when you see the Earth from space, it's very finite, limited resources. Who is Thomas Pesquet? Thomas Pesquet is one of the 4 tasked with the mission Alpha at the International Space Station, along with fellow NASA astronauts Shane Kimbrough and Megan McArthur, as well as astronaut Akihiko Ishide of JAXA. His first 6-month mission, called the Proxima, took place in November 2016 as a flight engineer for Expeditions 50 and 51. Pesquet received technical and operational training in the United States, Russia, and Europe, where he took part in several exploration training courses. He became an astronaut for the European Space Agency, that's ESA, in May 2009 and completed basic training the following year in November. Upon graduation, he first worked as a Eurocom who was tasked with communicating with astronauts during space flights from the Mission Control Center. Next, NASA announces 10 new astronaut recruits who will undergo training starting January 2022. With NASA revealing their space exploration plan that spanned for decades to come, they become pretty busy enlisting and filtering out their candidates for their future space travels. Just recently, NASA announced 10 new trainees who they narrowed down from a staggering count of 12,000 applicants. These 10 newcomers will start their training at the Johnson Space Center in Texas come January. Included among them is a former firefighter turned Harvard professor, as well as a pilot who led the first ever all-woman F-22 formation in combat and a former member of the National Cycle Team. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson broke the news regarding these recruits as of the moment, according to NASA's latest published report. We're going back to the moon and we're continuing on Mars. And so today, we welcome 10 new explorers. Nelson stated in his welcome speech, alone, each candidate has the right stuff put together. They represent the creed of our country, e pluribus unum. Out of many, one. These 10 candidates would undergo training, which falls under 5 categories, namely operating and maintaining the International Space Station's complex systems, training for spacewalks, developing complex robotic skills, safely operating a T-38 training jet, and Russian language skills. Upon completion of these studies, they could be assigned to different missions on board the ISS, get involved in deep space missions, or launch from American soil on spacecrafts built by commercial companies. These 10 new applicants are as follows. Give it up for Nicole Ayers, 32, major, U.S. Air Force, who has a degree in mathematics and a minor in Russian. Marcos Barreros, 37, major, U.S. Air Force. He worked as an aerospace engineer for the U.S. Army Aviation Development Directorate in California. Christina Birch, 35, a degree holder in mathematics and a bachelor's degree in biochemistry and molecular biophysics. Denise Burnham, 36, lieutenant, U.S. Navy. He has worked as an intern at NASA's Research Center in Silicon Valley, California, and has also served in the U.S. Navy Reserves. Luke Delaney, 42, major, retired U.S. Marine Corps, a degree holder of mechanical engineering, but he also has a master's degree in aerospace engineering from the Naval Postgraduate School. Andre Douglas, 35, a degree holder of mechanical engineering from the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, a master's degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Michigan, and a master's degree in naval architecture, as well marine engineering from the University of Michigan. Jack Hathaway, 39, commander, U.S. Navy, a distinguished naval aviator. He has a degree in physics and history from the U.S. Naval Academy and completed graduate studies at Cranfield University in England and the U.S. Naval War College. Anil Menon, 45, lieutenant colonel, U.S. Air Force. He was known as SpaceX's first ever flight surgeon. He had prior experience working as NASA's crew flight surgeon for various expeditions, taking astronauts to the International International Space Station. Christopher Williams, 38, a Stanford graduate. He has a bachelor's degree in physics and a doctorate in physics from MIT in 2012, where his research was in astrophysics. Jessica Whitner, 38, Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Navy and test pilot who has a degree in aerospace engineering. Let's celebrate these heroes who are about to explore the frontier of space. And with that, we're wrapping up today's episode about the most amazing photos from space and the newest NASA recruits. What do you think about these 10 new future astronauts? Comment down below. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button with the notification bell on, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.